Hello, ladies, gents, boys and girls, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Today we are in the IFly 737 MAX 8, sat on the ground here at Edinburgh as Ryanair 9 Whiskey Victor. Early morning service down to the lovely Canary Island of Lanzarote Airport. Flight time of 4 hours 20 minutes. Departing off of runway 24 and arriving onto runway 03. Routing today takes us westerly out of Edinburgh, and then southerly straight through Ireland before going oceanic. We might just about see the northern tip of Spain, and it's clear sailing all the way down to Lanzarote. So let's jump into the flight deck and get everything set up for departure. So, welcome into the flight deck of the iFly 737 MAX 8. We've got GPU power on. Let's jump into the overhead panel and get the IRSs to the nav position. We'll get one fuel pump on. The IFE systems can come on now. Ryanair don't have them, but window heat can come on now. Got hydraulics on, and that's everything in the overhead panel done. Jump it into the FMC, and we'll get some panel lighting on as well. And we'll go FMC, pause in it, next page, left GPS in there, and we are Echo Golf Papa Hotel. Routing then over to Golf Charlie Romeo Romeo. And we'll request the flight plan. That should pull the routing from SimBrief.
Boarding requested.
And we'll request boarding as well. That's all popped in there, so we can go and load that in. Let me just double check the routing.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
SimBrief. So we'll load that in, and we should get a activate and execute. Lovely.
Passengers boarding starting.
So the passengers are now boarding. Thank you, GSX.
Departure checks completed.
And
Bypass
we are
pin
taking off
inserted.
of runway 24, and we are Ryanair 9 Whiskey Victor. Execute. Lovely. And let's go into the payload and performance tab, and we'll just fill this all in here. We're really heavy actually.
Locking gear.
Quite a lot of fuel, baggage. Taking holiday makes us down to the Canary Islands. So the built-in performance tab might not say we can take off, but we should be able to take off. The iFly Max's performance calculator is quite sensitive with weights and stuff, so it might say unable, but we are able. So that's all set there. I know we can get the APU on, and the seatbelt sign can come on, your damper can come on, and we'll go departures and arrivals. Departure out of runway 24 on the Gossack 1 Charlie departure. Execute that. Then we go back to departure and arrivals, and it's going to be the ILS Zulu 03 on the Turt 1 Papa via Bapple. Done that before. Right, so that's the routing plugged in. Let's have a flick through it. Let's make sure it's all in accordance with SimBrief, which it is. There you go. On to the arrival. Lovely. And we'll sync the barrel reference, and that's looking good there. So we go runway 03/5/10, and our descent ring of 115. Nice. Right, gonna get some charts up, shall we, for Edinburgh. So we'll edit the chart, and it's the Gossack 1 Charlie departure, which is that one there. And I think it's 6,000 stop altitude of this SID, which it is. So we go westerly for departures. 6,000 feet, unrestricted speed up to 250 knots. We're sat there, and we'll sink the heading of 240. Lovely. Right, init reference, 0 fuel weight. We need 12.9 tons to get there safely. Reserves of 3. It's giving us a cost index of 9. That is correct. We'll keep that. 340, and we're going to go for cruise winds at 261 at 55, and the deviation is a positive 4. We'll execute that. That should get rid of the using reserve fuel, which it has, as we're going up to a higher flight level than it said. Lovely. So, making sure they're all done. And we'll go complete. And copy FMS data. We'll go flap 5, air conditioning on, anti-ice off, calculate, and as predicted, no takeoff, which is fine because we're plenty of runway today. Yeah, if we were taking off somewhere short, say like Leeds, Bradford, and it said that, I'd be a bit worried, but here, absolutely fine. We'll just go with what the FMS is telling us there. It might be taking into account some of the factors that we're not taking in, like max landing weights and stuff, and this, that, the other, but we're fine for today. So, 6 fuel pumps on, packs on, and that is pretty much it for setting up the flight deck. Computer's filled out, we're just waiting for final boarding complete, and we'll be ready to get pushed back and on our way down to the Canary Islands. Right, so boarding complete, everything's ready to go. Doors are closed, chocks released, ground power's gone. We'll ask GSX to prepare for pushback and departure. Nose right, facing north on Golf, that sounds good to me. Beacon light on, packs off. We'll just go outside and make sure that the air stairs are disconnecting, which they are indeed. Lovely. Right. Ground equipment's clear. Parking brake released.
All
Starter
engines
on.
clear. Start at will.
Starts ground. And these are the max engines, so it's going to take about 5 days to get them started. We'll wait for motoring to go and get 25%, and then we'll throw the fuel in. Then we'll have a cheeky wind view. Fuel in. And looks pretty good to me. I think these sounds are by Boris as well, and they're absolutely unbelievable. This scenery is by Pyrig Devco, and the scenery when we get to Lanzarote, I believe, is my updated version of Just Flight's Lanzarote. I think it's the 2024 version. And the weather down there actually, just before boarding was complete, checked, it's quite windy, so which is normal. We'll go engine number 1 to ground.
Please set parking brakes.
Parking brakes
Waiting
set.
your confirmation for a guide engine start.
Cockpit
Guide
to
engine
ground.
start.
We have a good engine start. You
Hope
can
I have a
disconnect.
guide engine start. Right, fuel in. I know that looks good to me. I've been getting some new GSX voices actually. There's a British guy, and if we ever get him, I'll point it out. It's absolutely hilarious how he speaks. He always makes me laugh. He goes, "Hello, Captain." Yeah, I do like the voices. I think GSX is a really good tool. It's just a bit annoying when it
Unlocking
breaks,
gear.
which actually for me is very rarely. It's just a bit finicky to get working.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Right, so it looks like 2 good engine starts, waiting for the bypass pin to be shown. And then we can do the overhead flows. So, left gen, right gen, tax light on, APU off, start switch is continuous, packs auto, and the window heats can come on now. Flaps position 5. Right, let me just get comfy with my rudders, and full right, neutral, full left, neutral, forward, full back, and for the rudders, full left centre, and full right centre. Parking brake released. Takeoff config check, all looking good. Not strobes, turn offs on. And it's a pretty simple taxi. Right out of here, left, all the way to the end, then right, following runway 24 down. Yeah, no thrust needed to get this max moving. Rolls under its own power because of those high idle big engines underslung under those wings. I mean, I do really like the Max. Parked up next to a 2 on the other day when I was at work. And they are a smart looking aeroplane. The NGs are starting to look a little bit tired that I work on compared to the good old Max. I'm also going to do a settings video soon on 2024. My sim's running pretty good at the moment and I've tweaked it. The only problem I've had is there is a constant stutter in the sim. Every 2 to 3 minutes my main thread spikes for no less than a second. It's not noticeable that much, but because the sim runs so smooth, it is quite jarring when it happens, so it's been annoying me. I can't come to the culprit. I've tried everything, auto FPS, I've limited cores to the CPU, I've turned off stuff, I've literally been through every trick in the book, so I'm starting to come to the conclusion that it might be a 2024 problem, which is fine. We're running sim update 4 at the moment, so hopefully when that's fully released it fixes it. But it's completely flyable, I'm enjoying it still. And it's a lot better than what it was in the earlier videos, and hopefully your viewing experience has vastly improved because of the performance hike. There you go, did you see it? It happens every 2 to 3 minutes. If you guys have got any workarounds for it, please let me know. I'm happy to try anything really. But like I said, it doesn't ruin the experience too much. It just takes you out the immersion slightly. Right, so there is a little bit of weather en route just as we follow the coast of Portugal down. There's quite a high cloud. It says up to 37,000 feet. Turbulence, so we'll keep an eye out. We'll tell the crew to make sure that they are prepared with seat belts. Right, cleared for takeoff. Not on VATSIM today. I will be jumping on VATSIM soon. I did a couple of flights in VATSIM the other day. Really enjoyed it. It looks good. I've also got just like traffic injector as well, so the models look really good. It's just every time I want to fly to these airports, there's no VATSIM traffic or controllers on, so I always find it useless because I just find everyone gets in the way of uncontrolled airspaces. So we'll stick to doing offline. And I've got Beyond ATC, which I tried, and actually it worked quite well, to be honest with you, on a test sector I did. So we might jump into that actually and show it off, because at least you get full ATC coverage for the whole service, which is quite good. Right, let's line it up now. That'll do the trick there. Quite a nice lineup actually. Right, stand on the brakes. And we'll spool them up to 40%. Chrono. Brakes released. Toe gap. Set takeoff thrust. Light forward pressure on the yoke. Release that forward pressure. And we've got plenty of runway. V1 and rotate, start pulling back slowly. Clearing the tail. Lovely and smooth. Positive rate, gear up. And on to the flight directors. Feet, command A, look what we're going, and goodbye Edinburgh. Right, speed check, flaps 1, accelerating nicely now. And speed check flaps 0. We'll turn the taxi light off and the logo light off as well. And there's the flaps up. And we're climbing nicely now. Should be able soon, I believe, to see Glasgow Airport. I think we literally fly right next to it. Right, crew can be released, start their in-flight service. Order brake off. Vertical speed, 1,000 foot to go. Slow it down to 1,000 feet. Shallow that descent rate off. Don't want it to be abrupt. check the headings. Right, there's out hold. So what we'll do is we'll go up to 340, VNAV out, intervene. We've got N1L now, VNAV speed, and up we go. So I'm assuming they wouldn't in real life, if you were on a VATSIM, they wouldn't keep you at 6,000 and continue to climb, because in a second we're going to be intersecting Glasgow traffic, which I can see becoming a bit of a problem, especially on this departure, because we fly so close to the inbound or outbound. So there it is off the nose. Go. That's pretty much it, guys, until we get to descent. So I'll leave you with some climb and cruise highlights, and I'll see you in approximately 4 hours, when we're descending into Lanzarote, and there is Glasgow Airport off the nose. Hello and welcome back into the flight deck. We have made it so far down to the Canary Islands in one piece. The flight's been actually okay. IFly's been handling it very nicely. We are now descending with the VNAV path. We've just shortened, just had some track mile shortening that I've done myself. On the PFD it would take us out a bit more to the left, so I've cut one waypoint or two waypoints in half, and we're just going to go straight to Bapple. cut in. So it's a bit less time doing the full procedure of the approach. We're going to go flap 30, auto brake 3. There's our approach chart there. The only real speed restriction or anything on the approach is shortly coming up, where we slow down to 220 knots, which we will adhere to. Winds down in Arrecife are not looking the nicest. It's 15 knots, gusting 27, straight down the runway though, so hopefully it's not too bad. I've had to turn my wind settings down to low because I did a test flight the other day and there was only 15 knots of wind, and it was like putting a brick in a washing machine. It wasn't realistic in the slightest. The aeroplane was yawing and without me doing anything, so I've turned it down to low. That's the advice I've been given anyway, and we'll keep it at that. So I might invest in a software called Real Capture Pro, which is realistic turbulence like head shake and stuff, so I might invest in that if you guys want to see that. It is something I'd like to get, so might get a bit of speed breakout as the speed just getting away from us. It's 26 degrees down there apparently, but it's really cloudy. I mean, look at that in front of us. Visibility's fine still, but I haven't seen, this cloud's been here since probably halfway through the flight, so it must be a big storm that's rolling through or something. I know that Spain recently was hit by some storms, but that was the eastern part of Spain, like by the Balearic Islands and stuff, so should be affecting down here off the coast of Africa. Just trying to think now. No real track marshalling we can do actually. Looks like we're going to have to carry on with this, which is fine. Seatbelt signs on. Put that on a minute ago. Give the cabin crew enough time to secure the cabin. Lovely. Vehicle checked, descent checklist has been done. One of these buttons is the headphone simulation thing on here. I think all Boris audio works. They have one useless button that you click and it turns the thing off. Thinking about that real capture, because when I go through clouds there's no movement, and in real life there is sort of a little shake and a shudder and stuff like that. It just makes it more immersive. That's what I'm going for really with this sim now, especially with 2024 looking so good. So there's 03, get off at the high speed if possible. And then the real aeroplane parked at Tango 2 on the main terminal, which is exactly what we're going to do. So we'll just extend the centre line as well actually. About 25 mile feet window. Usually when you do this approach it would be nice because if the weather was a bit better, you'd be able to see Fuerteventura, the island, literally just off our 12 o'clock to the right now. It's very close to where the final approach fixes. The island is quite close to the left, so but we're not going to be able to see that today because the weather gods are not in our favour. I wouldn't you wouldn't be too happy if you'd booked a very expensive holiday and you looked out the window on landing and saw this, would you? Yeah, it doesn't look too bad actually. There are some gaps, you get some blue clouding. Not blue cloud, there's blue sky through. I do love how ridiculously big the IFly Max engines are. Well, not just the IFly, but the Max engines in general. We did go up, as you can see, by the pressurisation panel to 36,000 feet, which was our max altitude. That's what it said is the optimal. And I double checked the winds, and there wasn't much difference in wind strength between 35, 36, 37, 38. So I thought we'd keep it at 36. And actually, probably going to be a little bit early because of that track mile shortening that I did. So Ryanair will be happy. Another on-time arrival. If you remember that jingle. I flew with Ryanair back from Alicante a couple of weeks ago, and they didn't play it. We were on time. I don't know if there's any people who fly Ryanair a lot, or people who work for the company. Do you still play that jingle when you land? Right, so we've gone into vertical speed windows open, and we'll start configuring shortly. Thing to think about, we're landing at Lanzarote. Wind, runway is long but not the longest, so just keep that in mind. Terrain off to the left hand side on approach. The flaps 1 speed check. That's about it. Possible wind shear, we're landing in the Canary Islands, which is always a possibility, and there's always the possibility of a go around as well. So that's been brief. Minimums are set. ILS Zulu, idents are correct. Final approach speed has been plugged in as well. We go 210 knots, and yeah, temperature's fine. We don't need to get any anti-ice on. Lovely and hot and humid out there. Bit nicer than the UK at the moment, which is well, it was raining, now it's stopped. Beautiful. Look at that. I am using the built-in NVIDIA ×2 frame gen, so that's why the engine spin looks a little bit better than it usually does when you use FSR on my 5080 PC, which is running quite well. Slow that rate of descent down, keep the speed nice and low. I like how you can individually click all the lights as well, like you can do in the real aeroplane. Oh, the outside's changing a little bit, it's getting a bit dark. I know they added new storms in Sim Update 3. We saw some when we did the Ibiza flight, but that was cool. So flaps, oh not 10, 5 please. And match speed, yeah, 180 knots, that'll do. Lovely. 2,000 feet we're plugging because we don't want to level off. Keep this continuous descent going. That's that right hand turn, so we go approach and we've got glide slope and localizer at the same time. Look at that. And flat 5 nicely out as well. So the approach is 5,000 feet. We're below the speed restriction already. Go around's pretty simple. So turn that off. And now we can see the runway. Lovely. So we do have nice visibility actually up in the cloud base. It's quite high cloud, it's not too low.
2,500.
That's the 25-foot 100 call out. Dial it back to 170. Speeds coming down nicely. Gear down, flaps 15, match speed, get the lights on, cabin crew have been advised, and we'll have a final approach speed set in, flap 30, and we'll plug in, we'll go a little bit faster, we'll keep it up like 153, a couple of knots extra, just to give us a nice tail clearance. Speed brake arm, green light, and we are fully configured. Now, the iFly does this where the spoilers come up. I don't know if that's, I've never been on a Max before, but is that what it really does?
1,000.
Spoilers come out? So anyway, taking control of my airplane now. Hopefully the Microsoft Winds don't do that spiralling effect again. Absolutely hate it when it does that. But the island of Lanzarote Airport is looking good in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024.
Approaching minimum. Minimum.
Continue.
400. 300. 200.
Adding a little bit of thrust, got a little bit low there. Let the speed bleed off a little bit too
100.
much. Don't want to go too fast though. Continuing that right descent.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Hold it there. Maintaining centre line. Past the touchdown zone. It's got to be somewhere. There you go. Down we are. Speed brakes are up. Reverses are green. And slowing down very fast with auto brake 3. Manual braking. Reverses can come in on welcome down to Arrecife. Now, it caught me off guard a little bit. The touchdown zone ends, but then about 2,000 foot in front, there is markers. I don't know if... Did you see that? I don't know if we were outside the touchdown zone or in. So, we were probably out, but we made it anyway. Safety hub. I'll do a report now, a little safety hub for that long deep landing. But we are down. So we'll taxi left here and then we'll cut in right. And on our way to Tango 2. So Volanta give us a minus 97 on the foot per minute, which reasonable. It's quite nice. But those winds are like, I really like Microsoft Flight Simulator. The flight dynamics are a lot better than 2020, but the winds are just so all over the place. I mean, like, I was coming in with thrust set at the percentage I'd need, and it started to bleed back because the wind was just spiralling everywhere. It just feels odd in your hands as well, but we got it down. I suppose it's just a 2024 thing, isn't it? Or a Microsoft thing in general, actually, with the wind. I think it was like that in 2020 as well. So the only thing that X-Plane has better on 2024 and 2020 is the fact that the dynamics of the wind and how it reacts is a lot better. There's Tango 4. There's Tango 3. Left gen, right gen. Or left APU, right APU on. And there's Tango 2. And we'll spin it round. Start braking a little bit. A bit short, let it roll. And all the zeros, look at that. Engine 1, 2 off. And welcome down to Lanzarote. So guys, welcome down to Lanzarote. I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did. It's an absolute pleasure to fly the iFly 737 MAX. Such a good aeroplane to fly. I don't know what you want me to fly next. I've been through all the aircraft that currently work with 2024. Might jump back in the Phoenix for some Airbus ups, maybe out of Gatwick again. Let me know what flights you want me to do in the comments below. But I'll be back very soon with another video. If you did enjoy, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all again very soon in the next video.